We spent some time with it at CES 2014 in Las Vegas. Now let's see what the Samsung Galaxy TabPRO 10.1 is all about. I'm Michael Fisher with Pocketnow. Let's unbox it. And as I mentioned in the lead-in, folks, this is Samsung Galaxy TabPRO 10.1, the Wi-Fi only version with 16 gigs of storage. Because it's Wi-Fi only, we're not seeing a Snapdragon 800 processor in there. We're in fact seeing a, Samsung's calling it a 1.9 GHz quad-core and a 1.3 GHz quad-core processor. It's the big little, it's the Exynos 5 Octa, if you want to call it that, with a 10.1-inch screen around front, which we're going to take a look at in a second. Other features, as expected, 2 gigs of RAM, 8-megapixel camera, and so on. So let's go ahead and get the device out of the box here. We're not expecting too many surprises in terms of look and feel, but it will be very nice to get this device side by side with some other Samsung Note devices and some other tablets, see how it stacks up size-wise. Pull the box aside there. We'll get rid of it down there. That seems like a good place for it. Owning a Galaxy has its rewards. Yes, Samsung is positioning a lot of app bonuses, a lot of software tie-ins as the kind of Galaxy Premier experience they're giving away. I believe they said they're giving away like $500 in free software. We'll get into that a little bit in the full review, but there's the call-outs for the specs once again. Go ahead and put the tablet itself aside, which feels quite nice, actually, in terms of weight. I think we're looking at 469 grams there, but we'll get into that in a second. Here's some of the welcome material for the Galaxy TabPRO to tell you what you've bought. The wall charger, the cord, nothing terribly new there. Let's get these out of the way. And just as long as we're stopped, why don't we take off these screen protectors? Woo! Now we're ready to get to business. Okay, so I've brought the exposure down just a bit so you can see this texture on the back of this device. Of course, the comparison device from the Note family I have is a black Note 3. Sorry about that, that's going to give us all kinds of new problems, but you can barely see it there. If I just find a middle ground in exposure, there, you can see that this is exactly the same, except of course it's a black version and a white version, and in addition to color differences, there are texture differences here. The soft, almost, well, not quite as fake leather feel on the Note 3 is sacrificed on the white version of this. This is just like the white Note. The Note 10.1, the TabPRO 10.1 is just like the Note 3 in the white version, which means that it feels very plasticky, and you can hear that. It doesn't feel quite as good as I'm sure the black one does. And back out at a reasonable distance here, we can see the size comparison between this landscape tablet and this portrait phablet. Otherwise, we'll get the Note 3 out of here. And before we turn the device around, we'll note the 8-megapixel camera on the back and the 8220 milliamp hour battery underneath it, which Samsung says should be good for 10 hours of video watching or web browsing. 10-inch 2560 by 1600 Super LCD. It is not the AMOLED that we've come to expect from Samsung devices, but we will have to see. We've read reports, and we recall from our time in Vegas that this is a pretty vibrant panel, as I recall. Home button down below, multitasking button, not a menu button. The back key is still on the right-hand side. Might trip you up a little bit if you're coming from a non-Samsung device. They are the only manufacturer I can think of, the only major manufacturer that keeps the back button on the right-hand side instead of left. 2-megapixel webcam up top. We have a swipe screen to unlock. That sounds fine. We'll take another gander at the top row here. Hopefully, yeah, we got a little focus there. That is our IR port there. A lot of Samsung protectors along the sides. I'm not going to peel every one of these off. That'll take hours. I'll do it later. And volume rocker here. Power standby on the left, which we pressed earlier. Taking you around to the side, there is our right-hand side speaker port, as well as micro SD expansion to give you more storage than the onboard 16 gigs. No special Samsung dock connector on the bottom. We are well beyond that era. Thankfully, micro USB to charge this device. And we bring it around front if you want to see what it looks like alongside another modern tablet or depending on your definition of modern. This is the first generation Nexus 7. Here's how that stacks up in a silhouette test. Let's get you a little bit more room there. There we go. And continuing the trend of just slightly outdated technology, this is Apple's third generation iPad, almost completely obscuring the tablet. So different aspect ratio, but a much bigger device. Just to tell you what it feels like in the hand, this is not bad. I just hit the home button and it Took a sweet second to power on. Let's go ahead and get in there. All right, sweet. There's the home screen. Android 4.4.2. We are running KitKat. That is wonderful, but if you don't want to spend time in this kind of classic interface, which we're used to seeing, Samsung's Magazine UX is here. It's anybody's guess as to how long it will last, given Samsung's new arrangement with Google, or how much will change, but we're looking forward to trying it out. I mean, this is going to be fun. It's been a while since we've had a new tablet UX to play with for an extended period, so this is going to be a lot of fun. And this display looking pretty good. Right off the bat, I'll tell you that the positives about the device in the hand, very, very light, very, very thin at 7-point-something millimeters, as I mentioned before. Downsides, does feel a little bit plasticky, but of course, our expectations were already set for that when we were unboxing a Samsung tablet. That's it for the quick unboxing, folks. Tune into the outro for instructions on how to get your feedback into our forthcoming review of the TabPRO 10.1. As I may have mentioned, this isn't the only TabPRO we have in the house. The 8.4-inch model is on its way to Taylor Martin for an unboxing and review as well, so stay tuned next week for a lot of tablet content from Pocketnow. Down below the description, or alongside it rather, is a like button down there. Please click it if you enjoyed this unboxing, and leave a comment below if there's a specific question you want answered from people like me who can handle this device. If you're thinking of buying one, I will do my best to answer your question in the full review or in one of the comparisons we run. Pocketnow, Michael Fisher, social media, you know the drill, guys. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you soon. And now let's see what the Samsung Galaxy TabPRO 10.1 is all about. I'm Michael Fisher with Pocketnow. Let's unbox it.